All right, you guys, V here again with the tutorial for icons. This is probably going to be the easiest step of your whole process because we have a lot more shortcuts for this, which is awesome. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to open what's called Photoshop Bridge. This should come with the Photoshop that you've downloaded. So click Launch Bridge, and then you're going to find where you have your main saves. So I'm going to go to the Tunic folder, and I'm going to go to my main saves. And then this is really important. You go to the female main saves. We only use female items for icons so that it's uniform, female, okay? So you double click the female. And what you want to make sure before you do anything else is that it's sorted by file name. It needs to be sorted alphabetically. It needs to be sorted by file name, not by date created or anything like that, because that will really mess up the process. After you make your icons, they will be all out of order and the uploaders will have a much more difficult time uploading. So please make sure it's sorted by file name. It's very important. So this is, and then you want to select all of these. Make sure your PSD from your saving is not still here. Make sure you already deleted that. And make sure you have 55, because that's how many colors we have. We have 55 colors. So make sure that's how many you have selected. And then you're going to go to Tools, Photoshop, Load Files into Photoshop Layers. And that's going to take just a small amount of time here. So just to review some things, when you're doing your main saves and you save that PSD so that you have an easier time saving your main saves with their name in the folder, you want to make sure you delete that PSD. You only want to have 2 PSDs in your folder, and that would be your main PSD that you're working on with the coloring and stuff, and then you're going to have an icons PSD. When you're completely done with this process for icons, you're going to save that as a PSD just in case we need to make some more icons, we need to do a little bit of icon editing or something like that. It's just helpful for us to have. So once you get to that place, you're going to save that as a PSD too. But otherwise, you should not have any other PSDs in your document because it'll cause it to be way too big of a file, and we don't want that. So, yep. Almost done. We're at the A's now. Alright, so now that that's done, we have now decided to always put a base into the icons. So you might notice that all of our icons don't have bases in them. We decided to make it uniform and put bases in every single icon. So what you're going to do is you're going to open that file that you get from the Dropbox, and you're going to get the regular female base, and you're going to go ahead and select all of them. Right click, duplicate layers, and make sure you duplicate it to the correct one, like that. And then you're going to go to this, and you can do this however you want. Like, I, for some reason, just like to start at the bottom. It's just how I like to do it. And this part is a little bit tedious. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to put a base underneath of every single one of these tunics. So you just have to go and keep doing this. And what I do is I'll like take a bunch and move them up, and then just keep on putting them in between. And you keep doing that for all 55. And then after you're done with that, this is when your Photoshop actions are gonna come in handy. And so you want to make sure that only the layers are visible that you want to merge, and you're gonna put both of them visible, and then you want to make sure you're highlighting the item name, because this is so you don't have to name all of your layers. It's already done for you. So you want to make sure that's highlighted, and then the merge visible shortcut is F3. So I just hit F3, and I just do that for all of them. Just go and do it like that. And then when I have all of those connected, which I didn't do that right. When I have all of those just like that, then that is when I need to put them into an icon. So our icons are 60 by 60. So what you're going to do is you're going to go canvas size, image, canvas size, and you're going to change this to 60 by 60 pixels. Okay? And then you're going to select everything that you have. And now you're just gonna place the icon where you think it looks the best. And this is really important because you want to make sure that the icon shows what the item is. I mean, what do you want this to look like? Make it clear what's important. This is a tunic, so we want to try and get this collar in here. You know, we want to get the buttons in here to show it. And unfortunately, we can't show how long it is. But I mean, if we put it like right here, I mean, what is that? Like, what is that? Would you know what that is if that was an icon? No, you wouldn't. So you want to make sure people will know what the item is. And another thing is that you need to be aware of small little pieces of transparency that might show through that can be very annoying and irritating. For example, if I decided to make this as an icon, that would not be good because there's this little piece right here like under the boob, that's just this little transparent piece, and it doesn't look clean, it doesn't look good, it's very irritating. So just, you know, either move it to the right a little bit more right there, or move it to the left a little bit to make sure that that is not going to be an issue, because it doesn't look good when you do that. So after you make sure that your icon is totally perfect, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to File, Scripts, Export Layers to Files, and then make sure that you turn off Trim Layers. You do not want to trim layers because then it will not come out as 60 by 60. This is really important. Turn off Trim Layers. And then you're going to name this as probably just Icon Dash, unless you have something else that you need to put in front of it. But normally it's just going to be Icon Dash. And you gotta find the right destination. You want to put it in the correct folder. So I have a lot of folders, but we're gonna find it. And it's gonna go in here. This is where the icons folder is. Make sure you have the icons folder already made so that you don't have to deal with this. And then you hit OK. And then you hit Run. And this process takes a really long time. And you can't do anything else on Photoshop while this is running, or you will mess up the script. So do not touch anything on Photoshop. Do not touch anything else. You can touch something else that's off of Photoshop, but you cannot go into Photoshop because it'll screw it up. If you want to see what it looks like while the icons are being made, then you can go here and it'll come up and it'll show you what happens when they're making the icons. And oh, there it is. But it's a long process, so you just have to let it run, and then when it's over, it'll say the script is done running, your icons are done, and then you're good. And then you're ready to go on to the finishing steps. Alright, so I hope that was really clear. Please let me know if you have any questions. But you're pretty much done now. You just have to wrap it all up. Hope that was very informative. Bye, guys.